Welcome to this masterclass where we are going to go over 4 simple copywriting hacks to boost your class signups. Copywriting is basically all the wording that you are using in your social media posts, your emails, your website, all of that. We are going to be getting really clear and really specific on all your copywriting and go over the 4 hacks that are really going to get people signing up immediately. So let's go straight into hack number 1. Get more people to join your classes with personalized copywriting. Let's take a look at these 2 forms of copy. So I want you to guess which copy gets more signups. Find out how yoga can improve your flexibility, or find out how yoga relieves back pain for a better night's sleep. So have a think about that. You might immediately go for that shorter context and that one that includes those words like flexibility. But actually you'll find that the copy that gets more signups is the more personalized one. The one that really speaks to your class participants or your potential class participants' pain points and what they're struggling with and how your class can help. So in the first one, find out how yoga can improve your flexibility. Flexibility and improving our flexibility, we know as instructors is really important to us. But for the average person, this doesn't really mean anything. It's not specific. Flexibility might not even be a kind of a word or a concept that they are familiar with. And so we are confusing them. We are making things overcomplicated and not really giving them any specific reason to come to class. Improving their flexibility doesn't really mean anything to them. Whereas the second one, find out how yoga relieves back pain for a better night's sleep, they can really relate to that. So humans struggle with back pain, and your class might be directed at those with back pain. But it's something that they can relate to, like, oh yeah, sometimes I get back pain and yoga can help relieve that. And they know that they might not get a good night's sleep. So again, this brings us to that personalized copy where we're speaking directly to the person who has back pain and struggles to get a good night's sleep because of that back pain. And we're saying to them, we're telling them that yoga can be the solution to that problem. So let's take a closer look at why personalized copy is so much more effective than just general copy. Specific and personalized copy is more memorable and creates more trust. Again, you are speaking directly to your audience. It speaks more to their struggles and their pain and their desired outcome, rather than just saying, again, you need to improve your flexibility and yoga can help you with that. It's really getting into their everyday lives. So again, specifically speaking to the back pain that they struggle with and how it's affecting their night's sleep. So taking that first example. Here's another example of being more specific and being more personalized. So the first one is sign up now, classes are filling quickly. And then the second one is hurry, only 2 places left at yoga on Tuesdays. So the first one is great. You're giving them a call to action and you're telling them that classes are filling quickly. But the second one gets very more specific and personalized. So we specifically say that there's only 2 places left. And we specifically say Tuesdays. So when people are seeing that, they might be looking for a class on a Tuesday and they might see that there's only 2 places left and get in contact or sign up because it's more urgent, it's more personalized, and they know that they can make Tuesdays. The first one doesn't specify what class it is, it doesn't specify what day. So it's just general. Classes are filling up quickly. Well, what classes? I can't be bothered. Remember, humans are quite lazy. Think about when you are looking for something specific. That is really the only time that you will search for things. Other than that, if anything isn't clear, you're not going to go and look into that and research. You're not going to say, oh, I wonder what classes are filling up quickly. So being more specific, being more personalized, and really thinking about how your class participants are going to respond to what you're saying is huge in copy and how you're using your wording in your marketing, so you've had a few examples and you know why you need to get personalized and more specific with your copy. Let's go over some tips that can really help you out when you are creating that copy. So I want you to take note of the language your current class participants use and use it to make more personalized copy. So do your clients come in, like what are you chatting about with your clients when they come to your classes? Are you talking about things like back pain? I know specifically when I'm teaching on a Wednesday evening with my dance fitness ladies, I get a group of ladies that come in quite early when I'm setting up and we're having chats. And a lot of the time we do talk about the motivation to come out, and sometimes how it's a little bit of a struggle, and how if they weren't paying monthly, then they probably wouldn't come tonight because it's too hot or too this or too that. So I really listen to their wording. I really listen to what they're saying, and I take a note of it. So you can even make some notes on your phone as to what class participants are actually saying, the words that they are using, the excuses maybe that they are giving, and you can really start to implement that into your copy. A lot of the time we really think we need to be like professional and getting really good copy and really professional wording and using our fitness terminology in all our copy, when actually we need to really strip it down and actually talk how we would talk and how our class participants would talk. So it's a really good way to start using start getting personalized with your copy and start to actually use the words that your class participants are using. Another thing is to know your numbers and dates, so you can market specifically the spaces you have left and how long they'll be available for. So this is, again, really good way of creating urgency. So when people know how many spaces are left, they maybe don't want to miss out, and so they start to sign up immediately. But again, it's specific and it's personalized, because you might also have the other side of things where people don't like a full busy class. So you might say, there is only 5 places in this small Pilates class. 3 of them have already gone. You can grab another space. It's never overcrowded. There's plenty of room. So you can really use wording into an advantage that's personalized, that people are going to really connect with and what they desire to have. And the next tip is to get down to specifics. Get down to why people really want to come to your class. Remember, nobody really wants to come to a class for the sake of coming to a class most of the time. You will have your regulars that always come out to your class and they love coming out to your class. But I want you to think of new people that you're trying to attract to come into your class. What are they intimidated by? Why aren't they coming to classes already? What scares them? What barriers are in the way? But also why people want to come to a class. Is it because they've been told that Pilates is really going to help their back? So again, they are looking for Pilates classes for that specific reason. And again, you can incorporate that wording into your copy and into all your marketing, so you get more people coming specifically to your class for those reasons. And what a lot of people are scared of here is that they'll be too specific and then scare off other people who haven't got back pain but could potentially want to come to class. But you're not going to scare those people off. They are just going to be in your arena of people. And again, you're better off being specific and personalized with your copy than just being general. People really want to be able to relate to you, to trust you, and to know specifically what they are getting and why why they should want to come to your class. So be really personalized and be really specific. So here's another example of being specific and of being personalized. Join my yoga class on Tuesdays, or join me and 8 other women at my Tuesday morning yoga class. So again, the second one gets really specific and again, really personalized. So people really know that the class is a class of between 8 and 10, and there's other women at this yoga class. So it's only women, it's no men. Join me and 8 other women at my Tuesday morning yoga class. They know specifically the numbers that they're coming into. So if somebody feels intimidated with a big class, that they know that there's only 8 other women. They know it's a Tuesday morning, so that again eliminates anybody who can't make Tuesday mornings. And also it makes it more likely that you are going to get people just signing up rather than reaching out to you and then asking, do you do a class on this day? Do you do a class on that day? So it takes out that admin time as well and makes it a lot more specific. So people are more likely to click, sign up, and come straight to class. Hack 2. So we've touched on this briefly in hack 1, and it's using real language in your copy. So again, let's start with some examples. So check out these 2 examples. If you'd like to improve your flexibility, come join us at yoga. If you'd like to stretch your hips after sitting all day at a desk, come join us at yoga. So again, it's in language that people understand. So again, the first one, similar to the examples in hack 1, the first one is very general. It's using instructor language like flexibility, and it's just very general of improving your flexibility. It's not specific at all, and it's not in real language. You don't get people saying, oh, I really need to improve my flexibility because I've been sitting at a desk all day. You might get people saying, oh, I feel like I need to stretch my hips, I've been really tired, I've been sitting at a desk all day. So it's using real language in order to really speak to your class participants or your potential class participants. So let's go into why. Again, people are more likely to join you if they can relate to what you're saying. And they're more likely to join you quicker and easier and just immediately sign up if they feel like you're speaking directly to them. If your copy and your marketing and your wording is almost like, oh my gosh, she's literally talking about me, and they are thinking in that way, like, oh my gosh, she could have read my mind, they are more likely to, again, trust you and sign up immediately because they know that you have what they need. So you need to speak to maybe their struggles or their desires and really get a feel for what they're going through in their everyday lives and speak to them directly into those everyday niggles and those everyday pain points and those everyday thoughts that they might have. People don't buy confusion or complicated. So if you're confusing them with your professional language or just being very general, then people are less likely to click and buy and sign up. So again, let's check out some more examples. So again, another really basic one, improve your flexibility by coming along to yoga. Or learn how to touch your toes in 4 weeks with yoga. So again, it's something very specific. I know there's a lot of people that come to my yoga classes and the first thing they say is, oh, I can't touch my toes. It's something that I really, really want to do. So again, it's specific. They know that they are going to learn to be able to touch their toes in 4 weeks with a yoga class. So again, you're speaking directly to them. Or you might say something like, reduce your back pain in 4 weeks by coming along to a yoga class. And again, it's very specific, it touches their pain points, and they know what they need to be doing in order to reduce that. So let's give you some tips to help you out with this hack. So again, take note of the language your current class participants use. Comments people post on your social media posts and your groups and forums, and see how people are talking about their problems and what they think they need to solve them. So again, this is super important that we really start to actually not market in a way where we think we know best and we think we know what people need, but really market in a way where we are marketing to what people think they need and to the pain points that people are actually going through and to the struggles that people are actually going through. We know that our classes are going to solve those problems and going to help them to feel better. But if we just say, come along to class and feel better, it's just not going to do it. So if you've got people commenting on your social media posts like, oh, I really want to come along to class, but I'm really, what I get a lot is I think it's going to be too much for me. I want to get a little bit fitter before I come along to class. So again, bringing that into your copy, I know that I've sent several emails, really bringing this kind of concept into the copy and sharing my stories about how participants weren't ready to come along to class, but they're really seeing the benefits. So I'm bringing that into the copy of my email. So it really, again, relates to their specific problem and their specific barrier to coming to class. And you might use copy that really reassures them that actually the class isn't really intense, that there's other beginners in the class. Join me and 8 other yoga beginners and feel the benefits of doing a yoga class, even if you can't touch your toes. So again, this really talks to them in their language and what they are actually thinking and going through and struggling with. And so they're going to really feel like you know them and that they can relate to your wording. Pay attention to questions that people ask you. This is not only a great way to build up your frequently asked questions section on your website, but also to help you answer those questions when you promote your classes. So I recently got a question about a class and I then created a post about it. And it was a question about, really simple, just about, do I have to sign up for a block or can I just pay as you go? So a really basic question. But again, something that others might be thinking. And I just did a really basic post saying, don't want to block book for classes? No problem. Click the link below and you can come along whenever you like. So again, it's really basic, but it speaks in their language. I used the language that she emailed me with, which was basically, do I have to block book or can I come along whenever I like? And I used that in the copy. So use their language and again, use questions that people have asked you and answer them in a post and in your copy. It doesn't have to be a question and then an answer. You can use the answer just as a post. And stop using fitness terminology is the last tip. And start using people terminology. So instead of using build core strength, use words such as tone your tummy and reduce back pain. Again, to us, build your core strength and improve your flexibility are all really good ways of promoting our classes because we know that terminology. But a lot of people have no idea what core is. And they don't really know why they need to build their core. So we really want to use their terminology. They know, and again, a lot of fitness professionals, hate the word, but they want to tone up. So use that wording because it's what people are using to talk about how they want to feel about their body. And so we're not trying to dismiss like your training and your qualifications. And it may seem like, oh, I don't really want to use those general words, but it gets people through the door and then you can start training them basically about the terminology and the right terminology to use. But remember, if people are confused about what you are posting, what you're writing about your classes, they are not going to sign up. They are not going to want to come because it sounds too complicated and too confusing and they're not really sure what they're signing up to. If I saw a post and I wasn't a fitness instructor that said, come along to Pilates to build your core strength, I probably wouldn't go along because I wouldn't really know, okay, it will build my core strength, but why do I need to do that? But if I saw a Pilates post, a post about a Pilates class that says, come along to Pilates, we are going to tone your tummy, which can really help reduce back pain and help flatten your tummy as if you're wearing a corset, then I really know and understand that language, and it makes it more relatable and makes me want to come along. Okay, hack number 3, use stories to sell your classes. So really, really important to, again, personalize it with stories and testimonials and case studies and your stories and your current class participant stories. Okay, so we are living in a low trust society. So when we use stories, when we use testimonials, when we use case studies, when we share our experiences, this builds the know, like, and trust factor, especially online. So it makes you more relatable. People get to know you if you're telling a story about yourself. People get to know your class participants that are already coming to your classes and who they are. And consistently sharing case studies, testimonials, and class stories really helps to build that trust and to get people to know that they are not coming into a class that's unfriendly, but actually there's real people in your class and you are a real person. Also, tell your story, how you're not motivated all the time. It might be really intimidating for somebody to come along to a class, to a fitness professional who seems to be always motivated and super fit. So again, tell your story. If you have struggles, if you have times when you're not motivated, tell your story and share that. You can never have too many success stories, case studies, testimonials, personal stories. That really builds this personal profile of you and your business and your classes. So let's go straight into tips. So I want you to ask. Ask for testimonials all the time and take screenshots as well. So I send out an email at least once a month to all my class participants and I say to them, what have you liked about classes this month? I'm looking for more testimonials for my website, for my social media, and I'd really love to know how you are getting on at classes as well. Take screenshots. I know that there's so many of my class participants who comment below some of my social media posts and share basically a testimonial there. So I screenshot it and make sure I'm sharing it all the time. And get them to write it down. You might have a book at class where people can write down how they got on at class, write down their testimonials, and you might say at the end of every class, if you enjoyed the class, go to the book, write down what you enjoyed, and I will use that for a testimonial for my website and for my social media. And again, use their language in your copy. So I do this all the time. I look at what people are writing in their testimonials and I use that in my copy. So here's an example of that. Here's a testimonial that somebody left below. I think it was a message actually. They sent me a message. Thank you for the lovely praise yesterday. It's really made me feel a bit more confident about classes. Since doing yoga, I found my walking posture has improved and I can touch my toes. I'm so glad you're doing these classes. Thank you. See you next week. So again, I can start to use that language when promoting my classes, not just in the testimonial itself. So I could use improve your walking posture, confidence, and finally touch your toes with yoga. So I've used the exact wording that this lady has used in her message to me about my own classes. And there's nothing better than copywriting that is from your own class participants and the words and the language that your potential class participants might be using. So really look look at what people are saying. Really look at comments left on your posts, testimonials you've already got, and also when people come up to you at class, how are they praising your classes? What are they saying about the improvements that they've had since coming to your classes? And if you can't remember what they've said to you, ask them, would it be okay if you send me an email with that praise so I can use it as a testimonial? And they are more than happy to most of the time if they are enjoying your classes and they're enjoying you as an instructor. So this is really, really, really crucial, and it's the easiest way to get the best copywriting to market your classes. And finally, hack number 4, talk to one person at a time. A lot of the time, we are just talking out to people. So I really want you to imagine that with everything you write for your classes, for your marketing, it's to one specific person. Speak to your audience like you're speaking to your one and only friend, your best friend, or to this avatar and this idea of who your ideal client is, and speak directly to them. So a good way of doing that is maybe drawing a picture of a person, and everything around that picture, say who this person is, how old they are roughly, and with every copy that you write, think about speaking directly to that person as if they are sitting in front of you. So write your copy in words and emotions as if you were writing to a friend or your ideal client avatar in real life. It might be that you are your ideal client, or you were your ideal client. Maybe you were somebody who went to classes before you became an instructor. And so think about that person and think about speaking directly to them as if it's just one person you are speaking to. Write like a normal person, like you're trying not to impress or be too overly professional, but actually you're just talking to a friend. Make your copy sound like you, especially if you're using AI to kind of give you some prompts and ideas. Then put your own language into it and make copy that sounds like you. So this is really, really good to really get personal again with your copy. If you're speaking specifically as if you're speaking to one person, you can really build up more emotion. You can really get specific and talk directly to, again, what they are struggling with. And it just feels so much more personal, like you're really speaking out to them from the screen. And they are like, yeah, that is me. Like, I need this. And they are going to sign up and come to class. So really talk to people as if they are the only one in front of you. So let's take a look at some tips on how you can do this. Tap into your potential clients' emotions, fears, and desires. So why aren't they coming to classes? Why do they fear coming to classes? What do they need that your class can be a solution for? And really talk to them in that way. So talk to them in a sense of, I know you're struggling with your back at the minute, and I know it's frustrating and it's really holding you back in life. It's holding you back from doing the simple things like tying your shoelace. And I know that this can feel really frustrating, and you might think that a Pilates class really isn't going to help you in this situation. But I want you to open your mind and come along to a free session and see how Pilates can really help you to get your life back and reduce your back pain and help you to sleep better at night because you don't have this niggling back pain. So all of that stuff that I just said was directly to a person. It didn't sound like I was trying to sell a class. It sounded like I was talking to somebody who had just told me that they've got back issues, and but they're scared that Pilates isn't going to be right for them. And so I've just talked to them in a way that I would if I was having a conversation. And that is usually the best copy because it speaks directly to the person, directly to their pain points, and it also uses the language that you would use if you're having a conversation with somebody. So find compassion for their hopes and for their fears, for where they want to be, but maybe what's holding them back for coming to classes. Imagine they are in front of you when you write anything for your copy or marketing, or when you're writing your emails. and become aware of what copy and content captures your attention too. So if I get an email or I see a social media post that makes me stop scrolling or makes me open the email, I'm like, right, I need to take note of this because it got my attention, it spoke to me. So what is this person doing? What are they selling that made me want to click into this email or maybe made me want to stop scrolling? So usually what you are captivated by is usually what your ideal clients are going to be captivated by as well. And there's usually something in the wording or in the language or even in the image that you are seeing that has captured your attention. So use inspiration from other people. Don't copy, but use inspiration and think to yourself, wow, this really caught my attention. What is it about it? And you'll probably find that it spoke directly to you, or it spoke to you in a way that talked to your pain points or what you're struggling with at this current time. And so start using that in your marketing and in your copy. And when you are creating a sales page, writing an email, creating a social media post, it may take a little bit longer. And one tip from me is to, whatever you write in this way, with all the hacks that we've done today, save every single post so you can then reuse those posts. You can see what posts got some likes. You can see what posts took people to sign up. And you can use those again and again and again. And then it will reduce the time that you are taking to create content for your marketing and for your copy. So initially, this might take a little bit of extra time than just using AI or copying, pasting some general post. But in the long run, it's going to bring you more signups. And if you are saving all of this great copy that you are creating, it means you won't have to create it over and over again. You can use it over and over again. So I really hope that these 4 hacks have helped you to get a little bit clearer about creating your wording for all of your promotion for your classes. And I want you not to just watch this video and not do anything. I want you to now, if you can, go and practice. Go and look at your social media posts and see where you can change some things up and really get more personal, specific, and speaking to your potential class participants as if they are one individual person. Go and practice now and keep practicing this. This is something that you are going to practice over and over again. It's not just a one and done thing, but keep coming back to this and keep practicing and get really good at speaking specifically to your potential class participants. And you will find that you'll get more and more signups to your classes in less time. If you have any questions or anything about this class confuse you, please reach out. And there is a little bit of a fun sheet and a worksheet that you can go to, which will help you out with some of this copy.